My dead girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook. I've got the screenshots. I don't know what to do. Tonight's kind of a catalyst for this post. I just received another message, and it's worse than any of the others. My girlfriend died on the 7th of August 2012. She was involved in a three-car collision driving home from work when someone ran a red light. She passed away within minutes on the scene. We had been dating for 5 years at that point. She wasn't big on the idea of marriage. It felt Arctic. She said give her a weird vibe, but if she had been, I would have married her within 3 months of our relationship. She was vibrant, that kind of girl that would choose Dale every time. She was happiest when camping, but a total technophile too. She always smelled like cinnamon. That being said, she wasn't perfect. She always said something along the lines of, if I cook it first, don't just say good things about me. I never liked that. If you don't pay me out, you're doing me a disservice. I got so many flaws, and that's just part of me. So this is for M. The music she liked and the difference she actually liked were very different. Her idea of a affection was a side hug. She had really long toes like a chimpanzee. I don't know what that's tangential, but I don't feel right discussing her without you having an idea of what she was like. Onto the meats. M and had been dead for approaching 13 months when she first messaged me. September 4, 2013. This is when it began. I had left Emily's Facebook account activated so I could send her the occasional message, post on her wall, go do her albums. It felt too final and too on Emily to memorize it. I share access with her mother, Susan, meaning her mother had her login and password, and she spent a total of approximately 3 minutes on a website or on a computer. The total. After a little confusion, I assumed it was her. November 16, 2013. I had received confirmation from Susan that she hadn't logged into M's Facebook since the week of her death. M had knew a lot of people, so I instantly assumed that there was one or more tech-savvy friends fucking with me in the worst possible way. I noticed pretty much immediately that whoever was chatting with me was recycling old messages from M my story shared chat history. The wheels on the bus comment was from when we were discussing songs to play on a road trip that never interviewed. Hello happened a million times. Around February 2014, this Emily started tagging herself in my photos. I would get notifications for them, but the tag would generally always be removed by the time I got to it. The first time I actually caught one, it felt like someone had punched me in the gut. She would tag herself in spaces where it was plausible for her to be, or she would usually hang out. I've got screenshots of 2 from April and June, and these are the only ones I've caught, so they're a little out of the timeline I'm trying to write out. Around this period of time, I stopped being able to sleep. I was too angry to sleep. She would tag herself in random photos every couple of weeks. The friends who noticed and said something thought it was a fucked up bug. I found out recently that there have been friends who have noticed and didn't say anything. Some of them have removed me from the Facebook friend list. At this point, some of you may be wondering why didn't I just kill my Facebook profile? I wish I had. I did for a little while on days when I can get out there. Though it's nice having my friends available to chat. It's nice visiting M's page when the little green circle isn't next to her name. I was already socially reclusive when M was alive, but her death turned me into something pretty close to a hermit, and Facebook and MMOs are my only real social outlets. On March 15, I sent what I assumed was M's hacker a message. On March 25th, I received an answer. It wasn't until I was going over these logs a few months later that I noticed she was recycling my own words as well. My response seems kind of lackluster here. I was initially providing him or her with emotional baits. This is actually devastating. To keep them interested in the game. I was working off the assumption that the kind of person to do this would be the kind of person that would drive on the distress of others. I was posting in tech forums, looking for ways to track this person. Contact Facebook. I needed to keep them around so I can get evidence. But before anyone asks, yes, I changed the password and all the security info countless times. 16th of April, I received this. This seems like word salad, like all our conversations so far. It recycled from previous messages she sent. 29th of April. I hadn't discovered any leads. Facebook had told me the locations her page had been accessed from, but her central dev, they're all places I can account for: my home, my work, my mom's house, etc. My response will here wasn't being yo asked Nathan was an inside joke into joke length war explaining, but seeing her say it again, it was absolutely fucking crippled me. My reaction in real life was much less prettier. I'm not expecting my bond back. Her last few messages had started to scare me, but I wouldn't admit it at this point. 8th of May, I don't really have the words for this. Freezing is the original word she's made, but this has given me nightmares that have only started to kick in recently. I keep dreaming that she's in an ice cold car, frozen and gray, and I'm standing outside in the warmth screaming at her to open the door. She doesn't even realize I'm there. Sometimes her legs are outside with me. 24th of May, I wasn't actually drunk. She wasn't an affectionate girl, and it always embraced her to exchange I love yours cuddle talk about how much we meant for each other. She was more comfortable when I was boozed up. So I got fake drunk a lot. Her reply is what prompted me to finally memorize her page, thinking it might help curb this behavior. It might have been innocuous compared to her previous message. It is passed it from an old conversation where I was trying to convince her to let me drive her home from my friends. In a collision, the dashboard had crushed her. She was severed in a dino frame from her right hip to midway down her left thigh. One of the legs was found tucked under the backseat. Going back in time, 7th of August 2012, these are logs from the day she died. She was usually home from work by 4:30. This, alongside a couple of voicemail messages, is the last time I talked to her under the assumption that she was alive. You see why I'm showing you these soon. Yesterday, 1st of July 2014, I memorized her page a couple days after I received the message about working. Until today, she had been quiet. She wasn't even tagging herself in my photos. I don't know what to do anymore. Did I kill her? Do I kill her memorial page? What if it is her? I want to puke. I don't know what's happening. I just heard a Facebook alert. I'm too afraid to swap winners and check it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and like this video and comment. Thank you so much.